Tom Harrow had never been the sort to stir trouble. He kept to his horses, his work, and the quiet rhythm of prairie life. But when Judge Renner was found dead in his study, shot through the heart, someone claimed they'd seen Tom nearby that night. No one questioned why a horsebreaker would carry a judge's engraved pistol or what motive he might have had. The town was impatient, hungry for certainty, and fear made them blind. Sheriff Lowe ordered Tom's arrest before the sun was even up. Tom protested with calm, steady words, insisting he had been tending a lame Mustang miles from town. But the townsfolk wanted a name, a face to lay blame on, and his was the unfortunate one. The hanging was carried out under the cold blue of early morning. Tom's last plea, find the man with the silver spur, fell on ears deaf with anger and guilt. When the rope snapped tight, a storm rose without clouds, and the prairie birds fell silent for the first time in memory. Strange things began happening within days. A rancher saw a tall figure walking along his fence line at dusk, not casting a shadow even with the sun behind it. A traveler found hoofprints stamped deep into hard ground, far too deep for any living horse. Lanterns blew out in locked rooms. Dogs refused to cross certain patches of prairie grass, whining as though something unseen blocked their path. Folks whispered Tom's name in frightened tones, remembering his calm face under the noose, his steady gaze that didn't falter even as the rope tightened. Sheriff Lowe tried to dismiss the rumors, but each night he felt a pressure on his chest as he slept and cold footsteps pacing at the foot of his bed. The ghost didn't frighten for the sake of fear, it watched, it lingered, it waited. The prairie itself felt restless, as though justice had been bent out of shape, and nature pushed back. Then the drifter came. He limped into Lone Mesa with a cocky grin and a single silver spur glinting on his right boot. Folks noticed the missing spur on his left, and some claimed they'd seen it hanging from Tom's saddle months earlier. But what caught everyone's breath was the pistol in his belt, Judge Renner's pistol, the same engraved one found beside the body. Widow Renner recognized it instantly. The drifter's face paled, and he bolted from the saloon, sprinting for his horse as though something unseen clawed at his back. His screams carried across the prairie as he fled, high and desperate. No one dared follow. Lightning cracked across a clear sky, striking close enough to shake the town. By dawn, the drifter lay dead beside the hanging tree, eyes wide, body untouched. The silver spur was gone. Sheriff Lowe was a hard man, but guilt can break even the toughest. He rode out alone to the prairie that evening, calling Tom's name into the tall grass. He begged forgiveness, swearing he'd been blind, swearing he hadn't known the truth. The wind picked up, carrying the faint sound of footsteps behind him, slow, deliberate, echoing like someone walking through another world. Lowe turned and saw a figure forming out of dust and moonlight, tall and familiar. Tom's ghost didn't speak, its eyes were enough. In them, Lowe saw everything he'd ignored. The lies, the haste, the injustice. His knees buckled. He screamed apologies into the wind, but the ghost simply stared, then turned away, walking deeper into the prairie until the grass swallowed it whole. From that night on, Lone Mesa changed. Folks told their children to listen when the wind grew eerie and soft, because that meant Tom Harrow still walked nearby. Travelers claimed to see a lone figure drifting beside their wagons, watching, guarding, perhaps warning. Cattle no longer stampeded without reason, instead they moved quietly as though led by an unseen herder. The hanging tree rotted faster than nature allowed, as though the land itself rejected the memory of that injustice. Sheriff Lowe spent his remaining years trying to right every wrong he stumbled upon, carrying the heavy knowledge that he couldn't undo the worst one. And some nights, under pale moonlight, he saw a tall shadow standing on a hill, motionless, watching over Lone Mesa like a silent guardian carved from dust and regret. Dash dash dash.